Hi, I'm the two-tip lady who loves to give tips to help make life more simple. Do you ever feel like the world's on top of you and the sky is falling in? Well, with all that we hear on the news these days, it's no wonder we feel like that sometimes. One morning recently, I felt just like that. No energy. I could only think of miserable things to think and say and do. I thought, I just wish I could go and sit on top of that rock way up on top of a mountain, like I did last year once. I felt so free and happy that day. I'd love that feeling again. And then another thought hit me. Why can't you? So I asked myself two simple questions. Because everything the two-tip lady does is simple, remember? And the first was, what would a happy, healthy, fit person do right now? Well, I wasn't feeling happy and I wasn't feeling fit, and my husband looked at me quizzically and said, well, if that's what you'd like to do, what's stopping us? Come on, let's go. It'll do us both good. Well, it was a hard hike, a long way. Phew, we missed the track and we got lost. We had to crawl over wet grass and red damp clay, up steep slippery slopes, and it just isn't my favourite thing. But since crawling was the only way for me to do it, I had to say to myself with great abandon, who cares about dirty clothes? And up we scrambled. Only to discover that had we gone sideways instead of up, we'd have found that lost track with much more comfort. And we'd have saved all that scary effort. But eventually, we sat on top of the rock, almost on the very top of the mountain. I sat down, so glad to drink in the magnificent view and just sit and rest on that rock. Oh, then dear husband disturbed my sense of self-satisfaction when he said, oh, come on, that wasn't a big enough goal, we can go higher. I asked myself, what would a fit person do? Well, a fit person wouldn't moan and groan that they'd done enough already for one day. They'd get going and persistently march one foot after the other and keep climbing. So we did. I wanted to say, no way, enough's enough. But I had this next question pop into my head. What would a persistent person do? So I knew what a persistent person would do. Up we went. And oh, I can tell you this, persistence pays. The view we had from up there was absolutely magnificent. We were up amongst the clouds, alone. Or were we? The baa of one lonely sheep broke the stillness. We felt like we could reach up into the heavens and almost touch God. And instead of feeling like the world was on top of me and the sky was falling in, I could see instead a beautiful, vast world framed by fluffy white clouds and vivid blue sky, and we were both refreshed. So tip number 1 for today is, when all you want to do is sit and be miserable, ask yourself, what would a healthy, fit person do? And do what pops into your head. And here's tip number 2. When the going gets tough, ask yourself, what would a persistent person do? And go and do it. That's a guaranteed track to happiness. Well, that's it today from the two-tip lady who loves to give simple tips to make life better.